Hi, I'm Alexis Carpenter, the founder and CEO of Raising Hope LLC, and also the host of Bold Voices in Business. And this platform is brought to you to bring employers and employees together to open up compassionate conversations for more understanding and relationship building. So thank you so much for joining me for another episode on BVIB. So I have the pleasure of meeting with Farah Budd today, and I am so excited to have this conversation where we are talking all things life, business, and just experiences in general. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, Farah?
Thanks for having me. I'm Farah. I'm a wife and mom of three. I have been on a journey, but my background is in occupational therapy. And I found myself kind of maybe having an itch to see what else I can do. Just something, that I felt more aligned with. A great profession, maybe just not a great fit for me. And so I took some time when my kids were really little and just thought of ways I could, build on my skills, meet different people and network and, apply myself in ways I didn't really think of before. And so here I am. I paired up with a developer and we created a tool that I really wanted myself once I re-entered or looking to re-enter the workforce. I, as a therapist, worked with kids for a while, and then I had my own kids, and I did honestly find such a decline in my speaking skills. It was never a strength for me, but even socially, it was more awkward. It was clunky. I was in my head. I wanted a way to practice from the comforts of my own home. So we built a platform where users can connect one-on-one and, be given questions on the spot and work on them or give mock presentations and just really help people get their reps in and earn their confidence. So I'm really excited about where I am today.
Oh, that's so amazing. Like, I'm in love with the whole concept. Do you know that from your first live? I was like, I am sold. How do we get involved and how do we get this in front of more people? I think speaking in general is one of those like really scary things. So what you're doing is such a beautiful thing. And I know it's going to help millions of people. So
Oh, thank you. There's no getting around it. Like you can pay someone to write for you, you can pay someone to, style you, you can buy things that you just can't. There's no going around it. If you want to have an impact and get yourself out there, we have to get out of our comfort zones and put our reps in. And that's what we can do. Well, we're doing it right now.
yeah. Oh my gosh. I love that so much. So, we have you on here to do bold voices in business. And what that really is just any type of experience, any impact that you've had, whether that be in an past profession, whether that be in your journey of like becoming an entrepreneur and really like going after this dream and this vision to like bring it to life. So, if you want to elaborate on like what would be your boldest story, like what is like your big experience that either made you want to shift or just really embrace like this, like how did you follow that calling and what steered you towards it?
That's a good question because after almost 2 decades of I was just the person that wanted to coast. Like if I could kind of sit near the back of the classroom or the meeting and just not get noticed or yeah, like I just wanted to go under the radar or you know not shake things up, not be too memorable. It's just so much safer being forgettable. You know um and that kind of goes into I was in a profession, it's a great profession, but when you do something that people tell you to do and you really don't listen to your intuition. So here I found myself in a profession that was okay, just wasn't great for me. And I also tried to hide there's this itch or this urge, I should say, that is just like there's something different for you. There's something there, and you kind of try to squash it. Like, no, 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 I'm safe. I have my job security. I'll just do this, and I'll try to get the promotion. But this is the way. This is what everyone does. This is what you do. And then I had a conversation with a a fellow colleague and really good friend, and I was explaining this to her, and she's like, "Oh, Farah, wait, I feel that too. Just it's just 3 more decades, and then we'll retire, and then we could travel." And I was just like, when she said 3 decades, I was like, "That's half my life. What are you talking about? We're supposed to just be okay with like waiting 3 more decades just because we already figured it out. We did the work. This is our path." And at that point, I was like, "That's not going to be good enough for me." Like, and it was like a light bulb moment of like that. I just decided right there, you set your standards. Like I set my standard. I somehow set a standard that I was okay doing something that I was indifferent about almost, or just wasn't a true passion for me. I'm no longer okay with that. I changed that. Like I set my standard to, if I'm going to apply myself, I want to feel invigorated and I want to have an impact because I love this work so much. And that it was in that moment that, and you know what? She's like doing other things too, because we both like fed off of each other. And because I just started laughing. It was like 3 decades. That's my life. This isn't rehearsal. This is our one shot. And we don't get time back. So it was that moment where I was just like, okay, no, thank you for confirming. I'm out.
Wow. Oh my word. Like so many feels on that one. That's amazing, right? And only 3 more decades. Only. Wow. Well, that's incredible. That is like, did not expect that to be your story, but like, holy, like, I'm like internally, like, oh my gosh. And like, most of us do that. Like,
Yeah.
we'll tuck it down. And I'm like, I'm with you on definitely there was a deeper calling inside. So I'm so glad that you listened to it. Because yeah, everything that you're doing is so necessary. And to think even one more day longer,
I know.
you
Let
know?
alone a year. I can't. I was like, okay, I'm done. I've had enough life experience to know like time is so valuable and life is precious and this is my one shot. So what am I waiting for? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Okay, so we're going to go through a quick speed round here of just a few questions, and hopefully they can inspire somebody else or like get that thought process going. But like even what you just said, I think anybody who listens to this are going to be like, oh my gosh, wait, 3 more decades? What am I doing with my life? And some people are meant to be within other organizations, but some people like you are meant to literally change the world and like create these movements that are just going to be endless opportunities for other people. So first off, I'm blessed that I got to meet you. So
Oh,
thank you
thanks for your kind words. That's amazing.
for yeah. Okay. So the first section is kind of like under the professional journey, if you will. And so the question is, resilience is a key trait in any professional journey. So can you recall one time when your resilience was tested and how did you manage to bounce back?
I worked at a facility and it was a great learning experience. I learned from the peers and my mentors and but it turned into I kind of had outgrown or the opportunities were capped a little bit, but I wanted it. I was still at that time loving, kind of experiencing that route. So I decided to kind of branch off on my own, and that causes ruffles. That
Mhm.
causes ruffles in your family, in the organization, so that taught me a lot, and it was terrifying to go branch off on your own, um you know just administratively and all the bureaucratic things on your own now. So that taught me a lot, though. That taught me so much. So I think the lesson was learn what you can, help who you can, but once you feel like you're ready to take on more responsibilities, see what you can do about it. And it will be resilient and build that resilience because it's terrifying, and you will fall and stumble along the way, but it's something I'm happy I did.
Oh my goodness. Like it just more gold. Like what an answer. That is phenomenal. And I totally agree with you. Sometimes you can only go so far and not everything's meant to be a forever journey. So I love that you followed that, especially the noise can be hard for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
It's
get
not
that.
personal. It's not personal.
No.
We just have to grow. That's how we thrive.
Yeah.
So,
I love that answer so much. Okay. So the next question is kind of like that fun, engaging, like, all right, what would you do? So if you could have dinner with one person, any person living or dead, who would it be and why? And then what is the one question you would be sure to ask them?
ooh, let's see. That's such a good question. There's so many. There are authors I'm thinking of, and um, I'm trying to think of who I'm really into right now, podcast wise. And I because you know her too. I lately Jen Gottlieb. I cannot have enough of her content. I just think it's like she does these get ready with me in the mornings. I've seen you on there, and it's like honestly a little bit of boot camp for my mind in the mornings. So I try to catch what I can. And it just like it's that gentle, kind kick that you need to like, okay, let's do this. Excuses to the side, let's do this. So that's just like someone, Andy Frisella, I love his podcasts and his content. So yeah, I guess two people. What would I ask them? I would ask them um just how to keep going, especially on the days that you don't want to, or the days you're listening to the noise. So, how do we drown out that noise? How do you keep going even when everybody except yourself says it's not going to happen?
Ooh, I love that. Jen,
Not
Andy,
that
if you're
heavy.
listening,
Yeah.
go ahead and answer this question. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, that's such a great question. And definitely, Jen, I'm sure she would have a million things to say on that. So, yeah, such a beautiful question and two really great people. Okay, amazing. And last question is really that bold voice moment, right? So, can you share a moment? It just one, it doesn't have to be bigger or little. It can be really anything that comes to mind, but can you share a moment in your career when you found your bold voice, a time when you stood up for something you truly believed in, even when it was unpopular or challenging?
Sure. I mean, I kind of repeatedly have been experiencing this once I embarked on my entrepreneurial journey. I mean, when I'm telling them about the platform we've built, Standing Oration, there it's mixed. There's a strong positive, but then there are like I'm hearing it, just people like, you think that's going to work, or people don't want to put the work in. You're building a gym for your speaking skills, like that's not going to you're not going no one's going to be attracted to that. So it just like, but I'm like, I would, so I just remember, if there's at least one other person like me, then we have a product that will help people. So I just there it's choosing to drop the opinions and the noise of the people that don't get it. But,
Wow. Oh, that is, yeah, that's amazing. I totally hear you. I'm your one person for
yeah,
sure.
there you go. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love how you said that too though. Creating a gym for speaking, right? Like just like we build muscle or we build any type of awareness on anything. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I love that concept. Well, this has been an absolute pleasure. Like, and also, I haven't mentioned that you are my first feature on Bold Voices in Business.
Yay.
Yeah,
It's
and
what
it
an honor.
it couldn't
It's a
have been a
privilege.
better person. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad that you feel that way. I feel that way about you. Anytime I can catch any of your content, your lives, whatever you're doing, you are just an inspiration. And I hope that you keep going because
Oh,
you're going
thank
to
you.
change the
I
world.
Oh, I hope so. I believe so because you have to. No one else is going to believe it, but I will take that. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. And thank you, Farah. I appreciate you so
Yeah,
much.
sure.